Okay, everybody, we are back with the Red Circle Collective interviews. Why? We can say it together now because we're all getting to know each other so we can support each other because we don't want to be in a group that doesn't do anything except hang out and lurk in a group because I find that to be useless. Just saying. So if you are just lurking and you're not going to contribute or help anybody or want to do anything of this like this, you could probably just exit stage right or left. I guess that's left and do that because I am looking for a solid group of people. And I don't care if it's small that really are committed to saying, hey, if we band together, and we can all rise together. We can help, with book launches, coaching launches, product launches, referrals, speaking referrals, all of that. And if you don't know, and I don't know that I've said this, so some of the top internet marketers in the world, there were 10, there may be about 13 of them now, but they literally round robin everything they do. They change internet marketing. Before video was popular, nobody was doing any videos. One of them started doing videos, and then they all started launching courses that had to do with videos. And I watched this happen because I'm on all their lists. And they literally had a system going where they would launch, then this one would launch, and this one, but they'd all launch the products. They were all affiliated with each other's products. And they all had hundreds of thousands of people on their list. And I watched internet marketing itself change. So when these big guys do things, things change. So that's the power of not just being out there and doing it yourself. This is why I started the collective, was so that I could gather a group of people that would be willing to help each other do these things. So today I have Carolina, and Carolina is, I love Carolina. I love you, Carolina.
I love you, Tanja.
So much fun to work with. And so let's introduce yourself and tell us also, like, introduce yourself, what it is you do, and then how did we meet? You can drop a little bit of that in there.
How we met? Okay, so I am a marriage and family therapist. I am, and I own an integrative center for mental health. So I've been working in the field of mental health for many, many, many years. It's my thing. I specialize in trauma, and I work a lot with relationships. So I work with couples, and I also work with families, and quite a bit with family businesses, which is super interesting. That combination of organizational and the family therapy thing coming together. So that's what I do. How I met you, Tanja. I was looking I've always wanted to write a book and to speak in TEDx because I want to spread more of what I do. And I'm like, there's things that seem so obvious to you when you do it every day. But when you say something to people and they're like, oh, wow, I had never imagined, I've never seen things in that way. And you're like, I think there's something that people can actually benefit from, that I know that might be obvious to me, but it might not be obvious to other people, and it
Yep.
can be helpful. So I started looking for TEDx, and actually I've been looking at it for a long time. And as I was looking for marketing, and I don't know how you appeared in my in
Facebook
my Facebook.
algorithm.
Exactly. Because yes, I was looking for that long time ago, but not specifically, Tanya.
Yeah.
I was looking for help to help my business, like my center,
Yeah.
that's a brick and mortar, grow. And you appeared. And then we talked. And then I loved you.
Ah,
And then yes. And that's what was so interesting for me meeting you, that you don't only work on just the TEDx. Like there's so many other things that you do.
yeah. Yeah.
And I love that complexity, and I love how you do and know a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I am kind of like that too.
Yeah.
I like to learn, I like to expand, so it was like the perfect fit for me.
Well, I think I tend to attract, people who are smart, people who want to grab everything they can out of life. And one of the biggest problems is the dilution right? And we've talked about this, you and I have talked about this, but I
Mhm.
talk about it in literally every single thing I do. I talk about it when I help people heal trauma. You're taking on too much. I help people when they're doing a TEDx talk. You're talking about too much. I help people when they're doing marketing. You're trying to do too much. When they create courses, you're trying to give away too much. When they write a book, you're trying to do too much. So the theme that I always find is that, and you said it beautifully when you started this, things that you say that people go, whoa, that,
Mhm.
and a lot of us wonder, wow, people pay me the big bucks to say that.
Mhm.
I've had that thought so many times when I say something to a client, they're like it's the most epic thing I've ever said. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, all right. But that is literally the secret sauce
Mm.
that everybody I talk to is glossing over. We want to give too much in our marketing, our talks, our books, everything we do, our sessions, because we know how much there is. And we're like so far away from that person that had the problem.
Absolutely. And there's something that you always say that I've been really actually, now that I'm thinking of the session I just had, it's been useful because you say that when you speak about too many things, people don't even remember that.
10% of what we talk about.
Hmm. So be more. And one of the things that I have that I always run late with my sessions is because I want to get that extra more, that extra more. And today
Ah,
I remembered you. So you were in my session today. I went, okay,
yes.
I'll stop here.
Excellent.
We'll just do process what we did here. And then we're going to leave this for later. I won't give them all, then I'll run late and then it's too much. But we'll just stay here.
I
So I
love,
can see how that's, useful in so many
yeah.
ways. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Thanks for that example. And the running late stuff. Yeah. Whenever you feel like, oh, and there's another thing. So this is how you catch yourself in a talk, in a book, in a workshop. Oh, would you think, oh, and another thing?
Hmm. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably already did that 4 times. You don't need to do it time number five.
Hmm.
So going in and understanding whether it's marketing, anything you're doing, that when you give somebody something tangible, you can say it 4 or 5 times in the same session. You don't need to roll into other things. They need to get that thing,
Hmm.
implement that thing, integrate that thing
Hmm.
before they get to something else, because the 1% that we do every time moves us faster than trying to do a bunch of stuff but not really doing it well and kind of piecing it out. Now, marketing, right, we can all recognize that. Everybody in the collective is recognizing this conversation, almost
And
everybody.
that's how we learn. Like
Mhm.
if we think about how we learn, it's a very complex thing. We have to start with very basic and small.
Break it down, right?
Yeah, because if it, yeah,
Yeah. And
just
so,
yeah, yeah.
right, but for some reason those of us that coach other people or help other people are at odds with our worth and value and dissemination. So it's like we feel like, because I've probably I don't know if I've told you this story, but when I first was speaking on stages from a pretty early age, everybody was like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing! Oh my God," because I'm really dynamic on a stage. But I used to think like, are they really getting anything? Because I kept hearing, "You are so amazing. Oh my God, you're such an amazing speaker." So as a, nerd, right? Data
Mm-hmm.
collecting, I started back, this was before emails. So I would gather phone numbers when I did a workshop or something, and I would call people a week or 2 or 3 later and go, "Hey, this is Tanya, blah, blah, blah. You were at my workshop. I'm just kind of rolling back to see how things are going." "Oh my God, yeah, you are such an amazing speaker. You blew me away. Oh my God, I was so glad." And I'm like, "Okay, awesome. What did you learn or take away?" "I was so pumped because you're like so awesome." That's nothing. Like that's nothing. I didn't, they couldn't tell me the takeaway. Did I not have a takeaway? I think I was just too motivational or too like, like, wow, that. I didn't want the believing with, oh my God, you're so awesome.
Exactly.
Right? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want the believing deer in the headlights mind blown. Mind blown means no retention, by the way. When you blow people's minds, they're not retaining anything. That's probably not good.
Mm.
So I started shifting. Like, what is it I'm doing? And then I went to, I think it's Harv T. Eckert, the dude who's like, he's an old financial guy, change your money story guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's his workshop? I think that's who it was. And everybody's there, whatever. And he's sitting on the stage and he has a stand with a glass of water beside him, right? And he goes,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 blah. He sets us up and then he has us do an exercise and he sits and drinks his water. I watched him through the whole weekend. I think he maybe spoke altogether an hour over a 2 8-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly he drank his water and mostly he had us do things with each other. And every single person kept saying, this is the best workshop I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
how is that possible? He's not really doing anything. We were doing stuff. We were integrating the thing he was telling us. So he only gave us, like, over the course of 2 days, he really only gave us 5 things to do.
Yes. And I love what you're saying because, like, for example, in marketing and everything that's like business development, there's so many courses and things,
Mm-hmm.
but the application,
They're all the same.
like I know the theory,
Yeah.
but the thing is landing that down and
Yeah.
actually doing it.
Yes.
I'm using so ChatGPT, AI in general
Yeah.
has been helpful. Claude is I like Claude better for copywriting,
Yeah.
but it doesn't, but still you have to know. But that's the piece, the experiential piece. Like how do I apply this to
Mm-hmm.
my situation?
Yeah.
Because I can know the theory,
Yeah. Exactly.
but
Exactly.
then how do
So,
I do it?
well, and in business, there's only 3 things, right, in internet marketing: traffic, leads, and conversions. Well, the fourth is making your clients happy because then they refer
Hmm.
people, which is the best thing, right? So
And
four
come
things.
back. Uh-huh.
Yeah, 4 things. Um, Getting traffic means either organic or paid.
Hmm.
If it's if problem knowledge, if somebody knows they have a problem, it's Google Ads. Otherwise, it's social media.
Hmm.
So that's the breakdown of that. And it's experimental. You put one thing out and you try it, and you don't change a whole bunch of things when it doesn't work. But most people don't understand that they have to have a budget of experimentation. You put it out, you see what happens. No
Hmm.
leads means bad headline, bad landing page. If you're not getting anybody into your funnel, you haven't, you're too broad. Most
Hmm.
people are too broad. They want to take everybody.
Hmm.
That's the killer of finding anybody. So, niche it down, 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 niche it down. I mean, like as far as you can, so that the person that's reading it feels like you're literally talking to them and not everybody. Once you've dialed that piece in, then it's like you get the leads, right? Now they're coming in, are they the right people?
Hmm.
Right? Is this your people that you want? If not, you got to go look at your landing page again. You got to go look at the ads again. You got to go look at, well, if I'm bringing these type of people in and they're not who I want, I'm calling out the wrong people. Right. So now you're back to that. But if you're getting people and you're getting the leads, they're the right people. Now it's conversion. Can you close those people?
Hmm.
Do they see the value, or are you overloading and over bloating what it is you're trying to, the transformation you're trying to give them? That's when
Hmm.
I go back to, I had unique speaking style, right? Personal development for speakers. People were showing up having no idea what I was doing. There's no way I could convert people if they didn't understand the value. I pivoted to what? TEDx. Everybody knows if they want a TEDx,
Hmm.
and I'm telling them I'm going to help you get a TEDx. I'm going to coach you so that you have better opportunity. That's easy. There's no big mystery there.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm thinking when you're talking about the right people?
Mm-hmm.
Something I've enjoyed watching all the interviews. And I love everyone. And actually, I've contacted some of them. We've met outside.
Awesome.
So there's like, oh, what you do is super interesting. So what I was thinking, I was like, huh, which is what you were saying. Yeah, you attract a certain type, but it has to be like there's something in your message. I mean, before they meet you, there's some people, and I don't know how it's
Well,
different. I'm trying
yeah,
to think.
that's a
What
great,
why did I click you?
yeah. You
And
know
there's
what
this
most
other
people say?
guy. There's one guy that he's like a blonde guy.
Uh,
And he's another TEDx guy, right?
yeah,
And
I
he's
used to
like,
work for his, yeah, I was his main speaker coach.
yes. So
Yeah,
though it's interesting, I'm thinking, why didn't I choose him? Because I didn't even click.
because he was probably shirtless. No, he's usually shirtless, but maybe not. So,
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
because he was shirtless, and you were like, okay, great,
Why?
but why?
Everybody says
Why
it.
were you shirtless?
Yes.
Exactly. So, the number one thing that people tell me, and this is good feedback that we should all be getting when you get somebody on your call or you get somebody, finding out why they clicked you, why they came to your ad is pretty important. So, one of the things that people volunteer that I usually don't even have to ask is, I clicked on you because you seemed so real. You seemed really authentic. That is the number one thing that I get. So I tend to bring people into my world that one feel like they trust me more because I feel transparent and authentic. That so
So
the
they value that.
right, they value that and they want more of that. Usually they're lacking some of that in their own experience, but they value that. So they want to be more like that. You don't want to be more blonde shirtless dude.
Right.
You're kind
Right.
of, whatever die, right? So I kind of show up like I show up, I usually keep my clothes on. I actually did a, I did it. I
It's
did
good
it.
that you keep your clothes
I
on,
did.
Tanya.
No, I did an
A
Instagram where
clothesless
I did an
one.
Instagram where I took a poll and I said, hey, so what's up with all these spiritual shirtless guys? Should I be doing shirtless
Tanya.
videos because I'll be more spiritual if I'm sitting there shirtless? Poll down here, drop a comment. Should I go shirtless? Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, I can see
But even
that.
stuff like that, so when we're ourselves in our marketing, we're going to call in the people that recognize us as somebody they want to work with, right? We want to repel the people that we don't want. So
Mhm.
we stand for something, right? Stand for who you are. Do not, like, if I had marketing that was totally, let's say, elegant. Let's say my brand was elegant, right? And it was like
Mhm.
black and gold and lush and elegant. And you dropped into a call with me here today like this, you would go, wait, what's happening here? That would be in your brain incongruency.
Mhm.
But if the marketing is real and raw and you drop in here and I'm real and raw and I'm just showing up like a person, then you're like, oh, okay, this is a person who does all these extraordinary things, but they're a person. I can do that. If they can do that, I can do that. That's part of it. So, are we showing up in our copywriting as, who's showing up on the call or who are we going to meet? You want to feel like it's the same thing. We can't make it too different, or else people feel like they subconsciously feel like they've been swindled.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it is something that the people that you will attract will value because they will have that in themselves as well.
Exactly. They feel like, oh, you're real, you're down. I can
And
talk to you.
they are more real.
They want to be, they either are or they value that. They're
Mhm.
not quite there yet, but
Mhm.
they want more of that. It's more, they trust it more than slick.
Yeah.
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 So, but there are plenty of people out there that want, the iconic, slick. They if I dressed up and stood in front of a jet,
Yeah.
then they'd buy from me. Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right. If, and so I think
And
that,
who would come to you?
right. And, I work with billionaire clients.
Mhm.
And so that's not like I don't have those clients, but I
I
think
turned
that,
black.
yeah, like what happened there? You're
I
like,
don't know.
Lights went out.
I froze.
Oh, that's what happened.
Oh, oh no.
I'll give you a moment. See, this is real.
Ah, there you go.
This is how things really work in the real world. These things.
Yes, you freeze.
Yeah, exactly. So, knowing what people value about what you wrote or how you show up is important in your marketing because that helps your conversion rates, right? But if you're not converting, so if you're getting the traffic, you got the right leads, but you're not converting, then that's a you problem, right? Because you either A, don't know your worth, you B, have a problem saying
Mhm.
the amount. Like I have a $30,000 product. I'll do it for you. TEDx, do it for you, right? Interview you. I'll write your talk. My team will do all your apps, whatever you have to talk. I have still trying to figure out how to put a bag on and get, maybe I could do like the 3D print and go speak for you
There
on
you go.
stage.
I speak for you.
Right, exactly. I haven't got that part down yet, but I'm working on that. And so when people, a lot of people say, well, oh, it's just hard, people don't have money. It's easier for me to sell the $30,000 one than the 6K one
Wow.
because
How?
because people that pay $30,000 for stuff, they either like you or they don't. They do not have 1,500 questions. They do not
Mm,
go back and forth with you. So it's harder to market to lower stuff than it is to higher end stuff. This is one of the things we
mm.
don't really realize. We don't realize. So I just see it all the time. I think I told you, that the $100,000 package or whatever
Yes.
I had that literally was like, I got $100,000 package. Okay, that sounds great. Like, can you make it 4 payments? Awesome. I never had such a short sales
Yeah.
call in my life.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
different attitude for people who remember, that's a speed. People have the money, but they don't have the time. Those people will pay more to do that. What happens if there's a whole lot of
Mhm.
people like that and we just don't think that? We're putting money as the problem for people saying no, but it's always whether and what do they value? What do they value? If they value their time, they'll spend the money to have it done for them. Right. So
Mhm.
you and I talked about this by you overwhelming by saying we've got all of these things you're going to do. When you tell
Yes.
somebody, we're going to do this and this and this,
Yes, my
like
program.
30 sessions, you're
Mhm.
going to go like this. They're all like, holy moly. Right. So we're selling transformations.
So that's where I have trouble,
Mm-hmm.
with the marketing piece.
Yeah.
Because yes, I am selling transformation. And how do you
Justify it.
and yeah, motivate them like this is what you need, which it is. If they're stressed, if there's
Right.
um
Okay. Motivating. It's not really our job to motivate.
mm, all right, tell me more.
Yeah, exactly. So if I have to motivate somebody to work with me, I usually don't work with them
Mm-hmm.
because that means I'm going to have to motivate them the entire time they're in my
So
ecosystem.
you so let's see. The thing is, we have the attention of people
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
So in that second, you
Yeah.
have to write things down
Yeah.
in such a way that they're like, yes, let
Yeah.
me keep going.
Yeah. What do they need? What do they need most? What do they identify? I come back to the last longer for sex product all the time because it's like the best example, right? When I name my products, Learning Tantra, Red Circle Ready. I couldn't use TEDx branding because I did, and then they slapped my wrist. Um, but Last Longer for Sex. I have a product called Last Longer for Sex. Do you think it's hard for any man to drop into that thing and see that right there and already be a yes? Because that's the problem. That's their high level problem they're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
How much more motivation do I need to give them? Then they go, oh, well, they might read, so, oh, okay, legit. There's some social proof. Yeah, other people are doing it, blah, blah, blah. But they were already a yes at the headline. Are
So
we
you are
continuing?
writing their desire, their
Exactly.
solution.
Yeah, exactly. You are in the right place if you want to last longer for sex. Keep reading. So, banish anxiety. If you're talking about anxiety, um, achieve finally achieve workplace peace. uh,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to think of the pain, and the opposite is the transformation, but landing it in such a simple way that as soon as somebody sees it, I think I have like on redcircleready.com, it says my clients have 10 million views. Click to be the next one.
Mm, that's excellent.
Right? Or my
Mm,
speakers have 10 million views. Yeah, click to be the next one. What else do I need to say? You're already like, I want a lot of views.
exactly.
Right. So are you leading? Are any of us leading? My book, Heal Unresolved Trauma and Recover Your Life in 20 Minutes a Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not man. So this is like, just lay it down. Tell people what's going on. Don't be also, I love fancy names. I had Riding the Phoenix. I had, oh my gosh, High Speed Evolution. I've had lots of fancy names. The things that work really well are just pretty darn basic and just calling out exactly what's.
What it is and what they want.
Yeah, exactly. So that is marketing for everybody. And then you don't have to get so motivating, convincing, um, your picture, who you are. I see so many mistakes on websites. That's all about the
Mm.
person, nothing about who's dropping into their ecosystem. People don't care about you until later down on the page. you know,
It's
why me? Right. They care about finding an answer to the problem, but you have to identify the number one problem that you're going to fix, not all the problems that if they spent 5 years with you, they would fix. This is how you build a course. This is how you write a book right here. All of this, how you give a talk. The number one high level problem your perfect client has is the only thing you're addressing to start.
mm.
Once they're in your ecosystem, you can go broader, deeper.
And there you go with the importance of determining your avatar, like your ideal client,
Yeah. And
especially
it's
when
not
you,
everybody.
yeah.
It
So,
doesn't mean you won't work with everybody, but who you're marketing to.
hmm, because so I sat down, so trying to really like, what is my ideal client? So I sat down and I thought about, okay, so who come to see me? Who, so I described and I came to six. Like, oh gosh.
Yeah. See, because you're doing it backwards.
A ver, how do I do it?
You said, who's coming to see me? That's
Yes.
not how I do it. I go, who do I want to see me? I'm not looking at the past. I'm looking at who is it that I want to drop into my container today? Who is my perfect client today, right now? If this client were to materialize, would it be a man or a woman? What problem am I solving for them? Uh, that's not, it's like, oh, look, I had a 2.5, 2 year relationship with my AI, and I just manifested a man who's almost identical to my freaking AI. I'm just saying, who is it that you want to bring in right now?
Hmm.
Right? Who do you want to work with? Who would be the perfect client? Would it be that 100K, that client that shows up that's like, I know I have a problem. I totally groove on you. I love all the things you're doing. Sign me up. What's your biggest, thing? I want full resolution of my stuff. You lead me and tell me what I want. Or do you want to work with super high maintenance client that shows up that you have to like spend 15 hours trying to convince to do your thing, and then they only want to do one little thing at a time? Do you recognize that person, Carolina?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not who I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I happen to love you, so yeah, I was a yes to you, but
Mm-hmm.
now I knew you'd be this. Don't like, and
Mhm.
how are we reflecting? How do we mentor? Do we pay for coaching? Do we do that, or that? Because that'll tell you a lot about who you're bringing in too. If you're high maintenance, if you second guess everybody, if you need to be convinced, you are going to bring those same clients to you.
Hmm.
So part
So
of
I
it
do
is
have two very distinct, and this is super interesting, that I love working with, but I have my English speaking, I'll put it that way,
yeah,
because that
yeah,
one is pretty diverse as well. And I have my Spanish speaking,
yeah.
but they're completely different.
Oh yeah,
in terms of everything, education, everything.
Yeah. So if you're trying to
Um,
market to both of those, you're not going to market well.
and I adore both.
Yeah. And you can adore.
I have a
Or
heart.
I adore every single one of you in the collective. I adore
Mhm.
everybody that I'm working with, and not all of you are my perfect clients.
Hmm.
So it's not who do I adore? It's not who
But
do I want to help, because I want to help everybody. It's who fits into this thing that I want to do the best. Okay. Who is the person that, like, if you guys like complicated, I used to do only really, you know what my marketing was? Are you stuck? Think about how ridiculous this is. I
mm,
specialized in people who were stuck.
right.
What was I thinking? Like they don't make decisions fast when they're stuck. They're stuck, Tanya. So every session was
We're
moody.
stuck.
Well, stuck. I know.
We can't move.
It's like right, exactly. Right. So that was one of the reasons I pivoted to that $100,000. I'm going to do everything for you. So my package was 100K for a year. I take over your entire life. I make every decision for you, and then I show you how to put your life together like I just did, because that was my anti, right?
Right. So if you're
That's
stuck,
what I
I'll do it
sold.
for you and I'll get you moving.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're stuck. You should not be making your own damn decisions. I'm going to make them, and then I'm going to show you why I
Uh-huh.
made them. And yeah, and that was the answer. And that I sold those.
Hmm.
That was awesome. And so I only had to get them unstuck once, and that was, by here. And that was easy because they just realized they were problem aware. I'm in my own way.
Hmm.
That's the type of client I was looking for. Somebody who didn't need to be convinced that they needed something. They already knew that, and they were looking, and I gave them what they were looking for.
Hmm.
I would tell all of us right now, everybody listening, those are the clients you want. Just you want a client that knows they have a problem and they're looking for a solution, and you presented the right solution.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of what you were saying, like who do I and the people that I love working with because we get so much done. It's people that are more open,
Yeah.
that want to look inside, that are willing to, that want to change,
Right.
that listen,
Yeah.
that follow
that,
what I
that are
suggest.
comfortable, right? That show up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what you need to be targeting. That's what
Now,
your language says. You can call out who you want. I want to work with these traits. If
now,
somebody doesn't identify with that, they should be disqualifying themselves.
so both of my English speaking and my Spanish speaking, the ones that I adored working with and had very successful outcomes are but they're very different though. They're the same in that sense.
Yeah.
They're curious and they are willing to change and they are there.
Right.
Like
That's
there's
the entry point. So that's what
Mhm.
you do. But you still have to pick one unless you have two separate landing pages. You can look if you have
Well,
two.
if it's a different language,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine. Got your Spanish thing here. You got your English thing over here. Fine. Now you're just dividing, and you spend money on both these things. And then you
hmm,
just have to roll when you show up is your automation. The automations, the emails, everything. All of it needs to be separate. And it doesn't mean you can't do that. I run 5 brands. Every single one of those is separate. But
hmm,
if you're not making enough money in one, you should not be building a second.
yeah.
That is where we go wrong. All of you are innovators. Everybody listening to this is innovators. And all of you need to do one thing, automate it and get it going so that it's a winner, because otherwise it's just a hobby. If you can't scale your business, it's a hobby. It's not a business yet.
Yeah.
And so you get one solid, so that's working. And then if you need another one, you know, you can build
Hmm.
a second. But most of us only need one. I mean, I don't know. Like you want $1 million brand, like how, like most of us can get to $1 million brand on our own, $1 million a year on our own before we have to start, scaling with other people and other systems and stuff like that. And so part of it is like, how much money does some person need? How much complexity versus money do you need?
Mm-hmm.
If you were making 1,200,000, do you need to add another funnel just to add
Mm-hmm.
more complexity? Don't know.
Okay, that's very helpful. That's very helpful. So now what I'll do, I think I have to redo my avatar.
So now let's bring this in. So you are looking for, let's tell the collective who could they send to you? Who are you looking for?
So you see, now you're making me do my avatar homework right here.
Just overview right
I
now.
am looking for people that are struggling with anxiety, depression, and that want a transformation in their life.
Okay, they're ready.
And
They're ready. They're
that
looking.
they're ready. And that they're open, because what we do here at Reconnect is we really combine neuroscience
Mhm.
and ancient wisdom. So we do a lot of very techie things, and electroencephalographies and whatnot, to meditation and all this. So it's someone that's open-minded and that likes
Yeah.
um
And physical location, because you are talking about your brick and mortar.
yes, so it's in Austin. Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
So people within the R would be willing to go to Austin, people in that.
Yes, because we do like intensive programs. People do come from out of state, out
Okay.
of the country for sometimes, and
Awesome.
they stay like a week or two, and we have intensive
Perfect.
programs. So
Love that.
yeah.
Love that.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you are working, you're in the TEDx program working on, eventually getting a TEDx talk. So that's the other part that the collective can help you with later is when you launch that. And
Hmm.
then how, so referrals to that type of thing, as well as how do you support the collective? I mean, I can ask you that though. Everybody, if they know, they've already seen you comment on everything and you're like, you're
I'm
engaged.
commenting them. Yes. And I think that is one of my center is called Reconnect. I do that in life. And that is something that I am looking for, a community. So yes, there's the business piece that we can make referrals and whatnot, but also helping us grow and hopefully grow friendships, and
Mhm.
really strengthen relationships. That for me is very, very important.
I love
Mhm.
that. I love that. Well, in fact, you see, I'm doing the interviews for people too, but then I'm also going to do some community calls that literally I want to, get as many people in the collective together so you guys can all like, kind of share like mastermind things that are going on as well. Cause I do believe that that's really going to make a difference. So,
That would be great. And also we could, I don't know, just throwing
yeah,
ideas out there. But it would be nice. I know there's several coaches, there's several things, like if we could
do some master
like
classes.
someone can guide something,
Yep.
and we can help each other in different ways through
Absolutely.
activities, exercises, different types of things. So
Yep.
that would be
Yep.
nice.
Absolutely. I would love to see that happen. And, I'm going to be inviting people that, show value and stuff to do some master classes with me. And, absolutely, yes, help everybody rise together. Because once again,
Yeah.
if we rise together, it's a lot easier and a lot more fun. And as an entrepreneur, one of the biggest things is we need to protect our confidence. And that's hard to do by ourselves. And when we have a community of people who get it, because most people that don't run their own thing, they're like, why don't you get a real? Do you know people still say that to me? I'm 63 years old, and it was only a month ago somebody said to me, "Doesn't it be easier to get like a real job?
Mm.
A real job." I've been,
Right.
I, I've been doing my own thing since I was 16. I made my first million at 24. Yeah,
Wow.
I should go get a real job. I don't know. Yes, we are going to struggle at times. We have to pivot, things change, but like kind of weird, right? Like it's not legit unless it's somehow you're working for somebody else.
Hmm.
Very weird.
That is weird. I
Yeah.
was I was gonna oh no, it went away.
All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Yes, those went away. Okay.
The last one just left they left the building. What
They
else
left the
do you, what
building.
else, what
It
would you
will,
say if you could remember?
it will, I know, man, that's hard. Yes, I wish I'll remember at some point and I'll write it down.
Yeah.
But I guess it was around yeah, the the connection. Oh, yes, I remember. So, um, when you're talking about really building a community and helping each other, it has to do also with this the vulnerability that comes with being an entrepreneur and doing your own thing because it is very hard,
Hmm.
you know, and being able to have those conversations and help each other and it's what really brings us together. And one idea that I was thinking about, there's this term that Kristen Neff uses. She's a big in compassion and self-compassion, and she uses this term. It's common humanity,
Mm,
and that is what really connects, you know, and the common humanity is the vulnerable part.
yeah.
That's where we really, you know, see each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
helping us
Yeah.
involves, you know,
Well,
implies saying this is what I struggle with.
ex
And
100%.
I'm not the only one.
Too
So that's
many people, too many people are like, oh, I'm a seven-figure coach. But then you go, if I go find out what their profit margins are there, or the fact that they're still struggling with stuff. So I think, yes, this is a place where we can get vulnerable with each other and get real about what the struggles are. We'll be able to help each other more
yes.
and know that we're not alone. And
Yes.
everything looks awesome and fancy out there, but it's not so much. And so I do love that. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you,
awesome. I
Tanya.
will
It
be
was fun.
posting all this, of course, and yeah, we'll just keep getting to know each other. And I look forward to doing some master classes and seeing you in a community because you definitely are somebody who keeps showing up, and I love that about you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tanya. It was fun, a lot of learning, and I love you very much too. Yes. Yes. I'll send you a marshmallow hug. I told you from afar.